Alright, we have read a thing, and that thing is The Shadow Cabinet by Maureen Johnson. And if you were like us and you read the first two, you're probably sitting there going, oh, we've been waiting forever for this one, and I'm so excited. And we were, and we have been, and now we're just so excited for the next one. I got what I never thought I would get out of this book.
I know, right?
That was weird.
Yeah.
I had almost made my peace with it. Almost made my peace. I'm still a little angry. I'm still a little heartbroken, but I was like, okay, we can do this. You know, Stephen is dead, but I can go on. I don't know how, but I can go on. And then he came back.
So as you can guess, this review is going to have a lot of major spoilers.
Yay, spoilers, because spoilers make the world go round.
So this book basically begins right where the last one left off.
Rory is in the hospital. She's like, I felt something when I was holding Stephen's hand. You know, he died, but he totally came back as a ghost. We just have to find him. And Callum is not okay with it. He's freaking out. Boo is like, it'll be alright. I think. Getting stuck. But
So they're all going around all the different places because ghosts tend to reappear at places that they were tied to. So either at home or like a place
where
that,
they died.
Yeah, like something that they have a strong connection to. So they're going to all of Stephen's different places.
And there is no Stephen.
But, because Crazy Town, you remember that woman from the last book, the weird funny cult? We're going to get some background on them finally.
Yay! Charlotte is still missing. She was missing in the last book. She's missing now. She's been kidnapped by this crazy cult. And so not only are people looking for Rory, because Rory has kind of disappeared off the face of the earth, they're also looking for Charlotte. Now because Stephen is dead, their party is kind of leaderless. They don't know what to do. They kind of don't know if they can deal with what's happened. But right now they're under the thumb of a government agent named Thor.
Yeah, and he's been in the other two books, but we finally get to learn more about him other than just him being like a personality-less suit.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting some more information on him. You realize that he actually really cared about Stephen, and
he's very clinical and analytical and gotta get the job done. He's slowly gaining a personality under all that. And it's kind of nice. I really want to know more about him. Especially why his hair went white.
yeah.
Because he's supposed to be young.
Yeah, he's supposed to be our age, and that freaks me out a little bit.
I know, right? So the book actually opens with this creepy, creepy couple. In my head, they have New England accents. They shouldn't. They probably have British accents, but in my head, they have New England accents. They're described as like tall, almost like white blonde, and just strange. Yeah, strange looking. Like, yeah, nobody else looks quite like them. They're twins who can also see ghosts, and they open the book with their kind of cult family of people who can see ghosts. And they're like, okay, we're finally going to perform this ritual. Like, hey, no problem. And so these people are there, and they're like, all right, here's our ritual drink. And they drink it, and everyone dies except for Sid, Sadie, and what's her face? Jane?
Jane.
Yeah, their right-hand man, Jane. And they're like, okay, so we're going to do this ritual now. Like, now that we have their
It's the whole idea that if a lot of people die in one place, it creates a thing. Like, it's just a whole bunch of energy, and they're going to use that energy to do their ritual.
I don't know what they actually want out of the ritual. They haven't quite exactly told us, but anyway, so they take their energy, and they're like, okay, we're going to do this ritual now, and they drink it, and they fall into, like, this coma where they're not alive, but they're not actually dead either. And so Jane, like, kind of takes their bodies and hides them away. And flash forward to the future where Jane is now trying to resurrect these crazy, crazy, crazy people. And they talk really weird, too. They're like, oh, Sid, darling. Like,
yeah, it's supposed to be like the 60s kind of lingo, and it's funny because they just use the same few words over and over again. Like, it's not really developed too much. But what got me, and just made me so happy is that they reference Lord of the Rings a lot. They do. And I was talking to a couple of friends of mine who did a book club for this book, and they're like, oh, why that's it? And I'm like, no, guys, you don't understand. You don't understand. Lord of the Rings was not really big until the 60s with the psychedelic hippie movement, so it totally makes sense because they're all hippies, and so they'd all have read it and would be like, wow. Yeah. Tolkien is cool, dude.
But they're just like, ah! But they're totally all the time, they're like, Sid, darling, isn't he being just a tad flashy? And he'll be like, Sadie, darling, of course he's being flashy, but just look at him. And she'll be like, yes, he's fabulous, Sid, darling. And they're just so...
They're so weird.
They're so weird, but they creep me the hell out.
Like, for me, they were creepy. Like, they weren't... I wasn't too uncomfortable, because I'm just like, they're like, out of this world, psychedelic hippies.
Yes, but think of that mindset, and now they're crazy powerful back from the dead. Little creepy. Would not want my fate in their hands.
You misquoted Tolkien. You're done.
You know what? They kind of remind me of, like, the two ghosts in The Matrix.
Oh, the twins, yeah.
Yeah.
The twins.
That's what they'd look like, but, you know, a little more normal.
No sunglasses.
Yeah.
No dreads.
Yeah.
So we have to find them because we want to stop their ritual, but we want to figure out if there's a way to save Stephen, find his ghost. Oh, but his body isn't decaying. That's weird. So what's happening there? What did Rory actually do? Where's Charlotte? Oh my goodness, we gotta go around and do all these things. We have to get our team back together because Colum's throwing a hissy fit. Rory's friends are worried about Rory. Rory can't go around. And then the creepiest scene in the book happens for me. She goes to this cemetery. And she runs into this ghost guy. And he's like, oh, in my cemetery.
I'm the Resurrection Man.
I'm the Resurrection Man. What do you know about Resurrection Man? I know what it was. So he's going around and he's doing stuff. And he's like, oh, let me show you my land. No. Oh, I need you to help me out with something. Like, I need you to take care of something. Yeah, come with me. I need you to take care of this. And there's this creature, like this ghost creature that's just made up of, like, it's like a whole bunch of people merged together, and so limbs and stuff, just like, you know, like really creepy.
Kind of
scuttles around, and he's like, get it off my land!
And she's like, no.
It looks like it's in pain. I'm not gonna like... And he's creepy, because he like, he freaked me out. Like, he scared me more than Sid and Sadie did.
He was up there, but...
Yeah, he just like, because... If you don't know what a Resurrection Man is a grave robber.
Back in the days when, you know, medical universities wanted to dissect bodies, but, you know, it was kind of illegal to dig up a dead body. So there were people who would go and they would secretly procure dead bodies for these medical universities to study. And eventually, especially in New York, there was like actually like a riot about this. People were like, this is crazy, enough is enough, stop desecrating our dead, and just started destroying medical universities. Until then they finally put in a law that says, hey, you know what? Medical universities can have dead bodies. Go watch Missed in History. They did a whole lecture on it.
First encounter for me with Resurrection Man was reading Rick Yancey's Monsterologist. Learned some things there.
Yep.
But yeah, so he was really, really creepy, and he ends up cornering Rory and tries to set her on fire.
Locks her in like a cave grave thing.
Crypt.
Yeah, and just throws burning things in there. That was pretty creepy. But, you know, Rory's life is slowly starting to like mingle, and she can't keep her secrets anymore, which is going to be really nice for her, because I think having people understand what she's going through is going to be wonderful for her. Mm-hmm. So Jerome, her ex-boyfriend, is getting dragged into her life. Poor guy. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's ready for it.
No.
They also introduced a new character.
Yeah, she hung out with Jerome. So Freddy can see ghosts and was following the Ripper case very, very closely, and she figured it out that it wasn't actually like a serial killer person, it was a ghost. And so she's trying to like get in with the group, and unbeknownst to everybody else, Stephen had her tapped. He was planning on bringing her into the fold before, you know, he
Took a dirt nap.
Yeah.
Some of like the best parts about this book are like kind of the emotions that people are going through, because for all intents and purposes they have lost a friend. Stephen's gone, he's not coming back. He was kind of the glue that held everybody together, their leader. Rory was just starting to have a relationship with him, and she really cared about him.
It's not like, it wasn't even a relationship though. That's what drove me crazy. Like, it's just like, it would basically be like if I approached someone who I kind of was interested in and was like, hey, I'm kind of interested in you, to be like, yeah, I'm kind of interested in you too, and then they died.
Yeah.
Like, so you're like,
so tragic.
Your feelings are just finally starting to, like, you're starting to work through the moment of like a bus.
The metaphorical bus.
Metaphorical bus. And so what I really liked, and I know a lot of people kind of complained about this, was that when Stephen is finally back and he and Rory are finally kind of looking at each other, it's not just like a boom.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
They're kind of like...
It broke my heart a little bit, because you're finally, alive, both of you. Like, can we appreciate that and, show a little more enthusiasm? But at the same time, they're dealing with a whole bunch of issues now, due to their situation. And they're not,
do I actually like you, or was our connection based off of mutual trauma? The fact that we both know this thing that not everybody else knows about. I definitely like her relationship with Stephen more than I like her relationship with Jerome, because I find Jerome is just basically, like a ha-ha-ha makeup buddy thing, when she has a connection with Stephen, but I like that it's not just instant connection, let's get married. It's kind of we have to work through this because we don't understand why we connect, and we haven't had a chance to figure this out.
Yeah. And, they're kind of accidentally hurting each other on the way, Rory has to, convince Jerome to do some things, and so she kind of, emotionally manipulates him with their past relationship, and Stephen sees that, and he just kind of doesn't... We don't know exactly what he's thinking about it, but it's not working to cement their relationship together.
I really do love Stephen as a character, because he's so kind of, he has to be this hero for his team, because he has to be that, defining glue, and he's very kind of proper, and he has a lot of stuff that he's keeping locked up inside. He's put aside all of his shit to make sure everything goes well. And he's just...
Poor guy, he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, and surprise, he's part of a secret society.
Total surprise. What did you think of Jane and her cult and the ending of that cult?
Lady, you watched these two murder 12 people. What did you think? Did you actually think you were special? Did you think that you were gonna, they were gonna give you the secret to immortality or whatever it is that we've done? No. You were a pawn. You were always a pawn.
You got what was coming. It was a pretty, that was right off the bat. They did not miss a beat.
Hey, you don't want to leave any loose ends.
They did not.
They did not leave any loose ends. It was just bam, done.
They're just oh, thank you for resurrecting us.
And there was something along the lines of, oh, you don't give, the gift of the gods to the help. It was just
whoa. We don't talk like that anymore.
No, we don't.
But anyways, it's very clear that she did her research. She time periods, places, stuff, history.
I liked it. I think it was a definite improvement on the second one.
I didn't not like the second one, but the second one felt more of a middle book than this.
Now we have some serious stakes we have to deal with.
Yeah. So... we are desperately waiting for the next one. She would like to put it out anytime soon. We would be much obliged.
Alright, so what were your thoughts on The Shadow Cabinet? If you've read it, did you like it? Did you not like it? Tell us why in the comments.
Bye.